All right. Well, I think this one's you. I think I remember that.
50.
Hoping we match up 2 for 2. This is where I put Matthew Stafford.
I put Matt Stafford here.
Yeah! That's 2 in a row.
I got so excited. I thought you would. Matt Stafford's good, and maybe he'll move up when he goes with whatever that
Rams.
coach's name is, and has that defense that they have in LA. I
Yeah.
think he has a chance to move up. But as of right now, Matt Stafford has put up numbers. Always had, and no, we will not have 3 in a row. Sorry.
No, we won't. Because my next guy you've already named.
And my next guy you've already named. So,
Yep.
But he's really good. But he's had a lot of help, and he's played in Detroit. So
I wouldn't
when
say
you
a
have
lot of
Calvin
help.
Johnson for so much of your career, I've never seen anybody that was quad teamed and still comes down with the ball.
It's very few people. But the only thing I didn't like about Matt Stafford is when he had when he had Megatron, he overthrew him a lot, and that's not a man you should overthrow.
Yeah, that's true.
So he has the talent, but he's made some mistakes too. Granted, again, he's in Detroit. I think they're doomed to fail forever. Sorry, Lions fans. But
I want to see the Lions. I think of anybody other than the Bills, I want to see the Lions do better. I don't know why. I love the Lions.
Here's my
I don't
thing.
love them. I want them to be. They've just been so bad. I want them to be good.
Yeah,
I don't love them.
here's the thing I want, and it sounds weird when I tell it to other people, but I'm a realist, and I know Green Bay obviously won't go to the Super Bowl every year. But before I'm dead or get my brain put in a robot body, whatever comes next for me, I hope I get to watch at least every team get one Super Bowl, because every true fan base deserves to have that one time to look back on.
Well, I think you and I actually talked about that, and I want the Buffalo to be there every year. But
Yeah,
there's certain ones like Minnesota. They have lost as many as we have.
Yeah.
So I would like them to get something, but
I want every team to get one, especially now, because now the Super Bowl rings look so good. Oh, they look so good. As much as I hated seeing the Bucks win this, I can't wait to see the ring. It's going to be awesome.
it's just going to say TB12 all over it in diamonds. That's it.
On everybody's ring.
Wait, got you 2 new subs. Third on the way. Good looking out. I like it. Everybody should be doing that.
Is someone pregnant? What do you mean third on the way?
No, he's got 2 new subs for us. He's getting another third one for us.
Okay.
I like it. Number 1 viewer right there. If you guys can bring more subs in, look at that. That's what I miss right there.
We need to match up one of these weekends and play some more Madden.
Yeah, no, actually, I need to do it because we have a freaking playlist and there's 1 video in there. We need to do it. I just don't want to play serious Madden. I want to find the way to make it as funny as possible. That's what I want to do because that's what the viewers want. They don't want to see Matt whooping up on me every time. I think it's my turn now that we got officially sidetracked.
Yeah.
40.
This is where I have Jimmy Garoppolo.
All right, I get it. This is where I have Kirk Cousins.
There you go. So that's good. If we're gonna get it, let's put it in the same place. Okay, anyway. So Jimmy Garoppolo, the one thing people say about him is he's a game manager. You can't put the game on his shoulder, but I have watched them put the game on his shoulder and he just slings it. I've seen him mess stuff up too, but when it comes down to it, I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. They give it to other people around him more than they give it to him. And I'd like to see him come out of this injury. Now he does have Kittle, which helps a lot. A solid tight end helps a lot. But
Kiddo and Deebo Samuel is going to be a top tier receiver in time. Deebo Samuel is good.
I hope we match up on the next one, but we might not.
Oh, I do too.
Anyway,
awesome.
Let's hear Kirk Cousins.
Oh, again, it's because he puts up really good numbers in the overall scheme of things. He's not terrible. The only reason I love him staying in our division is because when it comes time for a game that means something, I know he's going to crack under the pressure and give it to us. And that's why he'll never be a top 10 quarterback. That's why he'll never be a champion, because he doesn't have it in him to win those type of games.
Are you going first on the next one?
Yes, I'm first on the next one.
Yeah. You want to go to the next one? I interrupt you a little bit. Did you have something more to say on Kirk Cousins?
I mean, that's all I got for him. He's a talented guy who just can't get over that hump.
He can put up some numbers. There's no doubt about it. But that's why I had him farther down.
And as long as he can't get over that hump, please let him stay in my division.
There you go. He's probably going to like come out and be some miracle worker next year and just like throw for 700 yards every game. He's going to madden it up.
And that's fine as long as he still can't beat us and misses the playoffs.
All right.
Playoffs.
13.
This is where I put the little football baby. This is where I put Kyler Murray.
Wow, I have so much higher than that.
Do you?
I do.
All right. Who we got here? Oh, I was about to say that. Is that where you have Lamar?
That's where I put Lamar. Lamar, which this is why I wanted Tormented Gaming to watch, with him being his. For as much smack talk as I say about Lamar, I still put him freaking 13 on my list. You probably think he should be a lot higher. I understand that. But for someone who's 90% running back, for me to put him here, he can make the throws. And that's what I've always wanted for Lamar. I think if they give him the opportunity, he can come out and be a pocket quarterback. But he so often looks for the run before the pass, because he makes some really good throws, but he makes some god-awful ones too. And so I did put his running ability in here as part of the whole equation, and that's why he's as high as he is. But I think he has potential to go higher. I don't think his coaches are going to let him go higher, though. I think he's going to end up 1-2 more years and be out.
Maybe. I mean, and that's why I got Kyler Murray here, because I feel the same way. He's the same kind of quarterback. Just Lamar Jackson just gets you better results so far.
Well, I will talk on Kyler Murray because I have him coming up. So
yeah, but the thing about Lamar is like everyone gives him crap for being a running back at the quarterback position, but that's what their offense is built to do.
That's what they want him to do, and that's the thing. Yeah. I understand that, and that's why I said that his coaches aren't going to give him the opportunity to be the quarterback that I think he can be. Those coaches are like, "Oh, you're so fast." He should be a Josh Allen, look to throw, or a Russell Wilson. Even so, a Kyler Murray, I think, is more a look to pass first, then run. He is a run, and then if it doesn't work out, throw it. They work off that play action more than they worry about letting him be quarterback, because I've seen some dimes. So, anyway, I go first now.
You do, and we're not gonna match on this one.
Oh, you got someone already said?
I do.
Is this Lamar?
No.
Okay.
Lamar's higher.
I would have liked us to match up here. This is where I have Dak.
I have a few spaces higher.
And I don't blame you, because he's been good. But even with him being good, at this point in time, you should be showing something for your team. Like this isn't the spot where you're so good, but your team still ends up being 8-8 or 9-7. That shouldn't be your area. If you're this good, if you're this close to the top 10, you should be playoff bound about every time.
Yeah.
So that's why I have Dak. I think he's good. I'd like to see him come out of this injury, get comeback player of the year, go 12-4, 11-5, hit the playoffs, probably not get to the Super Bowl. If he doesn't do that, he's going to fall on my list. There's no other way to put it.
The only reason I don't want that is because it's the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy is still their coach. And I will never forgive him.
You're going to have to let that go eventually.
Yeah, not until he's out of the league. As long as I see McCarthy's fat face on TV, I want nothing but the worst for him.
But he won you a Super Bowl.
No. Our defense and Dom Capers and young Aaron Rodgers won us that Super Bowl.
He won you another Super Bowl.
No, he didn't.
We haven't been back. Part of it.
We haven't been back since.
All right, who do you got?
This is where I put Ryan Tannehill.
Wow.
Yes. Because I think he is this good. Because I think he was not playing super terrible in Miami. He's one of the few bright spots they had. But I don't know what you're doing, but I like the dance.
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
You have to let him go. Oh my God.
He's been fired. Sorry, he was just behind me. That was the past. We're in the past there. Don't worry about it.
Exactly, it's the past. He's behind you. Look away.
I don't mean to. I just miss him. All right.
But no, I always thought Tannehill had the talent. They just didn't build a team around him in Miami. Going to Tennessee is the best thing that ever happened to him.
I agree 100% on that.
Because they have the talent around him, but it gives him a chance to show what he can actually do when he's really given a chance.
And the only difference I'll say here is I think that Derrick Henry adds so much to his game.
Well, he does. That's why Ryan Tannehill's not in my top 10.
Well, I mean, he almost made it.
But, because I believe he is that good. Like, again, every top-tier quarterback has to have something around him to help showcase his skills.
Oh, no, just kidding. Sorry. No, I mean, I agree to a point. I just think that Derrick Henry adds a lot more to his ability to be that quarterback.
He does, but I don't think Derrick Henry would be Derrick Henry without a competent quarterback about there for defenses to fear.
He used to be with Mariota, who's a backup.
Mariota's not great.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is he looked great with Mariota. I think Derrick Henry is a better running back, and it makes Tannehill look better than Tannehill being good enough to make Derrick Henry look better.
It's hand in hand, because
I think if it was even, where you had a running back and a quarterback that were equal levels and they had that symbiotic relationship, here's Derrick Henry and here's Tannehill. Whereas it might be like right now, like Josh Allen and all his running backs, like I can't even show you because I can't get it straight.
You're not wrong. But Tannehill has won games with Derrick Henry being taken out of the equation. Mariota could never do that.
It's because they're spending the entire game focusing on Derrick Henry. He's out of the game because they have sold out to stop him. Just like we did against Lamar Jackson, we sold out on the run. He could have made every single throw he wanted to make, but he couldn't make them because he wasn't that good.
Yeah, but Tannehill can. That's why Tannehill's as high as he is on my list. Again, still not top 10.
How is it you mention Derrick Henry and Lyle comes out of nowhere?
I mean, Derrick Henry is trend-setting. People talk about him, but they don't even talk about his team.
Yeah, no, he's Offensive Player of the Year. So again, I'm not faulting you. Tannehill could easily. I think it's a little high, obviously, but who am I to judge you? You kick my ass in Madden. You're probably smarter about football than I am.
11.
We might match on this one. It's possible. I think you're going first on this one.
No, I think it's you. Didn't I say that first?
It's right. It is me. This is where I put Big Ben.
Oh, we're so close. This is where I put Baker.
Okay, yeah.
I just didn't think Baker was the top 10. So he shows talent, but then he drops off kind of like Goff does, kind of like some of those other quarterbacks we mentioned. He can play really good. But, I mean, twice this year against the Titans, he went up in the first quarter like 28-0 and then almost lost the game. You can't do that as a quarterback. I mean, it's not all on him, but he should have beat Kansas City, and he didn't. There's just little bits there, but I do think he has talent. So that's why I put Baker here.
Yeah, I love it. And the only reason I put Ben there is because he came out last year and played one of the best years he's had in a while, especially coming off injury. But he's getting older, and I don't think he can keep it up for a full season. Next year is probably going to be even harder. I think he's going to trend down the list as time goes, but he's
I don't think he'll be. I think next year might be the last year he could make our list. I think one more year and he's retired if he doesn't retire this offseason.
It depends on how. Like I said, he's already talked about coming back this year. He doesn't have any plans on going anywhere.
He started off pretty good, but he kind of dropped off.
Yeah,
but when it comes down to it,
it all depends on how beat up he gets next year.
I think I probably rated him here, or I rated him higher than you did because of his past, and he can still sling that ball and drop it in places that most quarterbacks can't. I think that he's a top 10 quarterback, so obviously I couldn't put him at 11.
I mean, he's just outside my top 10, so we're not too far off from each other, but just I don't think he can do it for a full season, and as time goes on, he's not going to Tom Brady this. It's going to get harder and harder for him.
Oh, I agree.
10.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Lamar Jackson.
So, for all those reasons, I think he's still a really good quarterback, but he is dropping off. He could easily have been a top 5 quarterback 2-3 years ago, but he's starting to drop off, and so he's dropping down that line. But again, he did start off whatever they did 12-0 or whatever it was, and they ended up going to the playoffs and shoot that game against Cleveland whenever everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Everything went wrong for Buffalo against Kansas City. We still lost by, a considerable amount. Everything went wrong for Kansas City against Tampa Bay. They lost by a considerable amount. Everything went wrong with Pittsburgh against Cleveland. And he threw for like 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, and he put everything he had into that. So that's why I put him in the top 10.
But the caveat of that is the only reason he got all those yards and stuff in that game is because the Browns played prevent defense basically the whole game. Never blitzed it. Nobody was in the middle of it. Everybody played deep. Anybody could have done that, though.
But no, because Kansas City did that to Buffalo, and Buffalo got close. Tampa Bay did that to the Chiefs. They didn't come close. It's not like they were pressuring the entire game. It just looked like it. They were rushing 4. Tampa Bay was rushing 4.
Kansas City had a banged-up offensive line. They only had to rush 4. Kansas City was missing both their tackles. Not one.
I think these comments go together. Sorry, Derrick Henry, number 1 QB. I think so.
No, Chris. Derrick Henry not number 1 QB.
He has thrown a touchdown pass though. I've seen it.
Okay, 1.
Anyway, and then I don't really necessarily agree with this one. Lamar would be a better passer. I think the O-line has a lot more trouble protecting for Lamar Jackson. This is your Lamar Jackson, right?
Yep.
So I think they'd have a lot better chance protecting for him, but he's all over the place because they have so many bootlegs and he scrambles so much because he's fast. The O-line never knows. How are you supposed to know if you're supposed to block a guy left or right if he's running around back there? You just don't know. So I don't necessarily think it's the O-line. And I hear a lot of people say, well, Lamar Jackson, he's the number 1 receiver. I think Hollywood Brown could definitely be that number 1 receiver. I think the worst thing they did for him was get rid of Hunter Hurst because whatever that other Andrews and Hurst was who he hit 90% of the time during his MVP season. He needs those two, but Hollywood Brown could be that number 1 receiver. Just put him in the pocket, center him in that pocket as a pass first, run when needed quarterback, and that's when he becomes a better quarterback. And I think he can do it.
Yeah, I see it because again, when the going gets tough, he doesn't make the best decisions with the ball either.
I saw some here recently where someone had tweeted a stat that said Lamar Jackson has 36 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the red zone. And so you know what Bills fans did? They showed him throw an interception in the red zone.
They must only be talking about regular season. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. Anyway, anything more you want to say about Lamar? I kind of hijacked your Lamar Jackson time.
No, we pretty much covered it. I don't know if he'll ever trend up the list, but with the way the league's evolving, I think his skill set is what makes him a top 10 quarterback because you have to be a quarterback that can run now in this league. The league is so much faster.
I just realized we're not going to match up on the next 3.
Nope.
So, I think you're first on this one.
Yeah. This is where I put Baker.
Okay, makes sense. This is where I put Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Who you didn't have on your list.
No, because he's
It's not official yet, Matt.
It's not official, but again, with everything that's happened and the way, even when he was healthy, he wasn't at his best.
The only reason that I haven't counted out completely is he just restructured his contract.
With the Saints, though, or with CBS?
With the Saints.
He
restructured it down. I thought, why would you restructure? Because if you retire, you're not going to get paid. So why would you restructure it? Because he might come back.
Maybe he just really likes the Saints because they did better for him than the Chargers ever could
have. Yeah. So anyway, Drew Brees is an obvious one. I'm just going to say my piece real quick.
Yeah.
He's Drew Brees. He's thrown through 5,000 yards more than anybody else. He definitely is trending down. He still had some good games, but with the Saints built the way the Saints are built right now, seems like any quarterback that goes in is having a good game right now. So Drew Brees.
Taysom didn't.
Yeah, well, we'll just leave him We'll leave him right there. I like Drew Brees is ultra talented, but he definitely a step back because he would have been a top 1 or 2 any other time of the year. Well, definitely top 5 any other year. So
Now,
tell me about Baker.
Oh, I mean, I think he's top 10 mostly because there's improvement from last year, from 2 years ago to from last season to this most current season that we just played. That was a big step for him. And it's not so much that the offense got better. They didn't really add anybody they didn't already have. They just got they got the new coach of the year, by the way.
You son of a bitch.
And it's just a different mindset. Everybody played better. He was less erratic, is what it was. He made better decisions with the ball. He calmed down a lot, and it showed that he can lead a team to a championship in the next few years. Now, will the Browns do it? That remains to be seen. It is a brand new coach. We'll see how things go over the next few years, but they've made a lot of steps in the right direction, and it all started with Baker Mayfield.
No, and again, I think he has the talent. I only had him just a couple spots behind you, so. But we're people said, man, what are you going to do with an off-season show? How are you going to talk and fill the time? We're an hour and 47 minutes in, so we're gonna roll a little bit quicker.
Yeah, well, we're
Whose turn is it? I don't remember.
Here's
8. Alex Smith.
Top 10.
Everybody loves Alex Smith. I'm not going to make a sit to that.
I do love Alex Smith. He looked a lot rusty in his first year back.
Corey's got a point. He was able to play and not have to worry about forcing the ball to OBJ. Yeah. I think that they're going to figure that one out, and that's where I think Josh Allen has it. Like, he wants to throw to Stephon Diggs, but he knows he doesn't have to. And so if OBJ will sit there and say, okay, it's about the team, not about me, then we'll be all right. So anyway, we talked a lot about Alex Smith. I don't think there's anything more I can say about him. I think he's superbly talented. I think had he been on the Bucs, there's a good chance they could end up best. Anyway, they could have ended up in the Super Bowl with Alex Smith. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Here's where I put Justin Herbert.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Again, I didn't watch him in college. All I have is the one season to base it on. But in this one season, I believe he was a top 10 quarterback.
Well, that's saying something. Wow.
I mean, look what he did on a severely inferior Chargers team.
I mean, I'm not. I am surprised, but wow.
It's only because I'm not.
He wasn't rookie of the year for nothing.
No, and I can only base it on like this much of his career. I can't look too far forward, but I think just at this point right now, of all the 32 guys playing, I think he's top 10. Now, can he drop off? Sure. Can he get a lot higher? Probably not with the Chargers, not yet anyway.
They could always. I mean, they can start building around him, but the fact that they have to do new coach and build that way, that's going to be a hindrance. I assume he'll probably drop a little bit come next year.
But if he can keep giving me the same production he gave me this season, he is easily a top 10 quarterback.
Wow.
7.
All right, I'm starting this one, and this is where I put Dak.
Oh, thank goodness. We got a chance of matching up. This is where I put Kyler.
Wow. Okay. Well, no, I get that.
See, I think Kyler is every bit the quarterback that they say Lamar is. He can run. He can fit it into places. I really think he's talented. I think that he's got. I mean, I don't know that he'll move much farther up the list, but he has potential. And having DeAndre Hopkins out there does not hurt the chances.
No, not at all. This is where I put Dak because I think he is the Cowboys' offense. As much as people try to tell me Zeke lately, Zeke hasn't been as big a factor as they want him to be.
Well, the thing is whenever it was them two together, without Zeke on the field, Dak does suffer.
Yeah.
And it's weird because without Dak on the field, Zeke suffered. It was weird. But they need each other, and that's probably why I wouldn't put him as high as you did.
Yeah. I still think they would do better without Zeke on their team than they would without Dak on the team.
I agree. And he started off the year really good before he got hurt. I mean, he was leading in almost every category. So
6.
We might match here, and honestly, it hurt me to put this one together.
Then we match here. This is where I put Tom.
That's where I put
Tom Brady.
Yep. Just outside the top.
I mean, you can't. He's won so many Super Bowls, and I always say he's a slightly above average quarterback, but I go through the list, and that's where he ended up.
Yeah.
There's no way I would ever put him before these other 5.
No.
And I think we may have. It just depends on how we did 4 and 5. We may match up all the way to the end on this one.
Maybe.
But you can't take Tom Brady's pedigree. He makes good decisions most of the time, and he's got the Super Bowls. So any Tom Brady fan is going to tell us we put him too low on the list. But in my heart, I feel like he's too high. But I couldn't put him anywhere else.
I can't put Tom Brady higher on that list until he carries a bad defense to close to the same success.
Yeah,
because he didn't go in the playoffs with a 15th ranked defense or a 13th ranked defense. He went there with the 6th ranked defense in the league, maybe the best pass rush, definitely the best run defense in the league. They were number 1 in that. So,
all right. Well, I don't want to talk about him too much, but I like that we both put him so damn high on the list, and we hate it.
I mean, I gotta be real. He's very good, but he's only very good. He's slightly
above average, but everything he's always had around him has helped him be where he's at.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
All right, we're on the same page. I think you're starting this one.
5.
This is where I put Russell Wilson.
Damn it. We switched 4 and 5. I almost guarantee we switched 4 and 5. This is where I put Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun, yep. So we can knock out 2 picks almost in one shot then.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, again, really good quarterback. Hey, he's elusive as can be. It depends on where he ends up, but
here's my one thing, because we talked about them a lot earlier in the show. What is it that puts Russell just above Deshaun for you?
Just overall, what he's done throughout all. He drops one of the prettiest deep balls I've probably ever seen in the league, and given you take away this last half of this last year, he's just been so consistent in what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically a Deshaun Watson, but with more history.
Okay. And that's the reason I got him swapped, is because they're very similar quarterbacks, but Deshaun Watson is younger, so he can move better, but they make almost the same throws.
Yeah, and I don't see their age being that much of a difference yet. Maybe in a couple more years it will, but I think Russell Wilson's still playing. Even though I hate seeing him in his freaking photo shoots with Ciara, but
it's not so much the age, is that Russell Wilson's been beat up a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, it's most of that quarterback. That's why he wants to leave.
Yeah, it's not an age thing. It's just a wear and tear thing. Obviously, it's not an age thing, because Tom's 44 and freaking won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
it's not age; it's his lack of protection.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do this real quick.
4.
I had Deshaun Watson.
Same guys, just a little different skill set.
They're so similar.
Now there is a chance that we could differ on our top 3, because I think you might be surprised at what I did.
I mean,
so
if
who starts this one, I don't remember.
I start number 3.
All right, we're just going to go ahead and go.
3.
That's where I put Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
All right.
And just for the fact that had this been a second consistent year of being just dominant like he was this year, I would have put him higher. Yeah. Because I think he played a better year than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes has more consistency at the moment. Josh Allen has to do it one more year before I reconsider that.
Well, yeah, that's why he was second in the MVP voting this year. He had more votes than Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Because he did have on a pure numbers standpoint, I wouldn't say he had a better year, but the fact that he's probably the main reason that Bill's team turned around so much.
He contributed. He was the highest point of our offense. Like he contributed more to our offense than anybody else in the NFL.
Yeah.
He was more touchdown, more yards, more everything was Josh Allen. Without Josh, that's why I thought he should have won MVP. So without him, we would have been in a lot worse situation. I mean, we still have talent, but Josh Allen was our running game, our passing game. He could have probably returned for us if we had to.
I think that's what they took into consideration, is the fact that you refused to run the ball. That's why he had to contribute so much.
Well, it's just our run game, and I don't know if it was the blocking or the running backs. It just didn't work out. So,
2,
I hope that we don't differ here, but this is where I put Mahomes.
This is where I put Doug Flutie.
Nice.
No, that's
I
right.
didn't know that was an option.
This is where I put Patrick Mahomes as well.
Stud of a quarterback. I just
He
basically forgot about the Super Bowl because that wasn't. And people want to say it was his line. It was this. It was it was his receivers. Not now. He made some bad decisions that were not like him. I think this year, I very well this year could have put him behind Josh Allen because Patrick Mahomes has this skill set where he does the dumbest stuff and people just like it works. I don't know if it's his skills, if it's luck, what it is, if it's receiver talent, but he lacked a lot of that this year. It definitely regressed this year. Josh Allen, it picked up where he was doing the weird Mahomes stuff. So that's, he's stupid talented.
Say
I just couldn't put him ahead of number one.
I wouldn't say regressed so bad because up until the last month or so of the season, he was the front runner for MVP this year.
Oh, that's just because of the love. Allen came at the same time as Mahomes. I think Mahomes is actually a year ahead. I think they started at the same time. But Mahomes actually he came in the league first, so he had a year behind to sit and learn. 2 things: 1, boo; 2, you probably ain't wrong because I assume Rodgers is number 1.
I mean,
1.
You want to say it together? Number
Yes.
1, Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
How could he not be the way he played this year?
MVP, stupid talented. I actually was going to put Patrick Mahomes number 1. I really was. And then I thought whatever I say to people all the time, and that's why I switched it. The best quarterback playing the game right now is Aaron Rodgers, hands down. He's been the most consistent for the longest of the current starting quarterbacks. He puts Tom Brady to shame in his sleep. So,
but
this is your guy, so you tell me the story.
I mean, there's not much to tell that people don't already know. The only problem is his defense fails him more often than not, but people don't look at that when you're a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. If you lose, it is all on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders when you just look at it from the outside. Unless you really watch the game, then you'd be like, well, his defense did let up 34 points. Didn't help him out at all. Now, I will say, in the NFC Championship game, he made a couple questionable decisions, but that loss is not on his shoulders. And the fact that they drafted his heir apparent, traded up to draft him, and he still came out with that kind of performance, I think that says something about his character, because he could have just shut down and been like, I just want to get traded, screw you guys. But he didn't do that.
Yeah, so his heir apparent. I said it, that was the dumbest decision ever made. Aaron Rodgers could play for another 8 years if he wanted.
Oh, yeah, if he stays healthy and doesn't get another huge injury, absolutely.
He may not, but he very well could. So I don't know if you did it. I went ahead and went through and averaged out the grades based off the list to see who had the hardest quarterback division.
I did not.
So we'll just go off mine. They're not that much different. But the worst quarterback division,
I'm going to guess the NFC East.
AFC South.
Ooh.
On my list. You had Gardner Minshew considerably higher, so yours might have been different.
Well, I didn't do it at all, but I was just thinking of just overall quarterback play from the past season. But I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Second worst, AFC East.
Really?
Darnold, Tua. I put Tua really far down.
You did, but then Josh Allen was way up there, though, to help average it out.
Well, we have 3, 21, 30, and 27.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Sixth would be the NFC East.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
And then we have the NFC North. Yeah, yours would probably be a little bit different because they're not a whole lot of difference. We got 20.75, 20.25, 19.5. I mean, they're all pretty close. So you could have switched these around. Then we have the NFC North because I have a 1, a 22, a 23, and a 25. Then we have –
you have those other 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're right there. Then we have the AFC West. Then we have the NFC South. Then we have the AFC North, and the highest graded is the NFC West for me.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty high, but I put Kyler a lot higher than you.
Yeah, so you put Kyler and Garoppolo a lot higher than me, I believe.
Garoppolo wasn't. I think he was probably 8 higher. I think. So that's considerable.
But you did put him higher than I did.
Yep. All right. Well, that is our new segment of Up the Gut Rate Stuff.